Hi everyone. For today's project, we're going to be working in a 4-inch hoop, and I'm working with 24 gauge wire. The reason I like the 22 for a 4-inch hoop, but it's too thick to go through this flower twice. So with that, we have 12 wires and they are 17 inches long. Put this aside for now. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to put the wires on our hoop with a slip knot. Now, if you don't feel comfortable using a slip knot, you can twist it on. You can do it however you want. I do in the playlists have 3 different ways to attach your wire to your hoop. I prefer this, and with the 24 gauge, it's very, very soft. So what you're going to do, fold your wire in half, insert it through your hoop like this. I like to put it on my finger and my thumb, bring it up and pass it through that loop, and then give it a tug like that. I also like to do my roots. I like to twist them as I go. I think that's good. Again, take your wire, fold it in half. I like to give it a little pinch, pass it through your hoop, right into it from front to back, so this little loop is behind your hoop. Put your wire through that loop, and I like to put it in between my 2 fingers so it doesn't slide too much. Give it a nice little tug, and twist out your root. Sorry for that scratchy sound. These are a little bit long, but that's okay. When you have this gauge wire, it'll work out. Ooh, making a mess with my wire. Okay. Fold it in half. Insert, I'm going to go right in the middle because I don't want them that long. On the outside it'll be good. Put it through your hoop. Bring your wires through the loop. Make sure they are separate. You don't want them to catch on to the one next to it. Give it a little tug and twist your root. So anyone that's ever made a tree before and you absolutely love the shape of your tree, I've made trees that I'm not crazy about the shape, but I am crazy about the shape of this one. I absolutely love it. So you can use a tree that you've already made as a template. Put it on top of it, and I can see that these roots are a little bit long, but the one I put in the middle is just about right. It's not really cheating because you've already made it. So that's just a little tip. Fold the wire in half, insert it through your hoop, bring it through, and put in a few twists. I know I haven't been on as much as I was going every day for a long time, but this time of the year I have specialty orders that I do, and it's for people every year. They come for, you know, Christmas stuff, and so I've filled a lot of those orders. It's not on Etsy, it's just what I do, you know, for my regular people that one has a boutique. Anyway, I have put a few things on Etsy, and I will continue to do so when I have time. And check it out. See if there's anything you like. Bring it through. twist out your root. So to save time, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause this and I'll come back when I have all my wires on, and then we'll twist out our tree. Okay, I'm back. I hope the first part wasn't dark. I just noticed that I did not have my light in the right place. Now that you have your 12 wires on your hoop, separate them into 6 and 6. I've already done that. Arrange them in a way that you like. You can cross them over or just bring them together, however you choose. Okay. Once you get them to where you like, kind of like that, hold your work right there and gently twist out your trunk. Excuse me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tree that I do like, and I'm going to look at it. These roots are a little bit longer. That's okay. That's about right, like that. But I'm going to do one more because I want to add in my little bend. I like the bend. That's my trademark, one of them. I just think it's pretty. That'll work. So if you don't like your roots, if they're too long, what you can do to make it shorter is, you can only do this really with the 24 gauge wire, is put in another twist. I don't know that I'm going to do that. Instead, I think what I'll do is just gather them up a little bit like that. I think that looks good. I like it. So what I'm going to do now is separate my wires and take 4 from the left and 4 from the right. And this is the middle section of the tree. Make sure you get the ones that want to go. There we go. There's 4. Now we'll take 4 from this side. Now for the top, I don't like to put a lot of twists. I just don't like the way it looks. So what I like to do, support the work, I like to put my finger right here, but a nice easy twist. And that's not a twist, that's just crossing it over once, and then one full twist like that. And then I don't add any more to that section. I'm not going to make that part longer. So now I'm going to go over to the right and separate them into 4 and 4. That doesn't want to go. There we go, just like that. Always, always support your work. Get in there and put in your twists. That looks good. Again, separate your wire into 4 and 4. Make sure they want to go. That doesn't want to go. There we go. It'll be fine. Support your work, cross it over once, and then put your twists. Just like that. Now we're going to go back to where we started, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to separate it and twist it out into 2 and 2. We'll probably add more as we go. So I'm going to finish twisting this out, and I'll come back and we'll be ready to bead. We're ready to bead. before I start that, what I do want to tell you, for everyone that's new, I don't edit. Unfortunately, I just don't know how. And I'm not good with technology, but I can make a pretty tree. And also, if you want to reach out to me by email, I tried to do it so that you could just click on it. I can't do that either. But the name of my shop, MSJ Crafts Boutique, is my email address at gmail.com. So if you'd like to send me a photo of your work and you'd like me to put it on like a little video, give you credit for your work, I wouldn't do it without your permission, but I will always return an email. So the way we're going to start is with 3 4mm bicones. By the way, at the end in the description box, I will put down these glass flowers. They are from Amazon. Everything here is from Amazon. But if you do a search for glass flowers for jewelry making, it will come up with this. And also, I will spell it for you. The name of the shop is Lopuro. Go on there too. That's after you find them on Amazon, visit the shop. They have other really pretty flowers. And these are beautiful. So anyway, enough chit chat. See if I have enough of these bicones for the whole tree. I think I do. So I put 3 on always to make a little leaf. Just something else that I like to do. Slide them down, move them up a little bit, and then bring your wire up like this, and then hold on to both of them, and then put in a few twists. Not too many, because then you won't have a leaf. Oh, you'll have it, but not attached to your tree. Next, always with the longest wire, I'm going to put it over there because I twist towards me. After a leaf, you have a long and a short wire, twist with the long wire. Just a little bit to separate your leaf from what you're going to put on next, whether you're making flowers or with regular beads. Now, I'm going to take this wire because it is longer. I'm going to just bring it towards me. Reason for that, the longer wire has to go through your crystal, through your flower, and you don't want to not have enough wire to come to your hoop. And if that does happen, go to the playlist. I show you how to fix it. So, ooh, that one's broken. I don't have my container. Usually I have that for my wire. Okay, so anyway, I don't mind a broken flower. They're beautiful. You're going to put your flower onto your wire. Now this is the important part with this project. You have to hold your flower, because if you don't and you put your crystal on, your bead, or whatever you use for your center, you're going to have wire like this, just raw wire showing, and you don't want that. It doesn't look good. So push it all the way down. I'm using a 6mm round crystal, and I'm using clear for this whole project. Now, once you get your wire through your crystal, you're going to bring it back down. It would be so much nicer if I could. I've tried this already. Like pinch it so that you don't see any wire, but we'll see how it works out. But you have to hold it once you get to pulling it, because if you don't do it that way, you're going to have to try and pull your wire out and slide your glass flower back down. That's a pain. And the hole on these is very small. That's why the 22 gauge wire is just not suitable. So now I'm just going to hold on to the flower, and I'm going to get in here and pull down my wire tight, nice and tight. Now, I'll show you the back. If you didn't hold it, you'd have a big space between your flower, and there would be a big space with just a piece of wire shown. It won't look good. I know, I've already done it. I have messed around with these a little bit with scrap wire. That's how I found that they do not work with 22 gauge wire. Okay, so now what we're going to do, they're about the same length. The flower does use a lot of wire. Now hold on to your flower and put in a few twists, not too many. Just enough to separate it. I'm going to add another leaf. This is the longest wire. You use a long wire for a leaf and the longest wire for your flower. And on any project, always twist with your longest wire. Or you're going to have one wire that's really long and one that's not going to make it to the hoop. And then you're going to have to fix it. But go to your playlist, unless I mess up. I did a tutorial just to show you how, because I do come up short. When I start talking, yapping away, I don't pay attention. Okay, so now we have a long wire and a short wire. I'm going to take this wire and put it over because I twist towards me. I'm going to put in a few twists. And we're going to put another flower with the long wire. We're going to pick out a pretty one. Guys, they're all beautiful. I love these colors. I like these more than the other floral that I made. I actually like these a real lot. And I think you get like, they're like $10. It really wasn't that much money. And it's a fun project. What I might actually do, see now you have to hold on to your flower and pass this back down. What I might actually do is show you how to make a floral tree of life without starting on your hoop. I thought about doing that first, but you know what? I'm going to do it both ways. I have enough flowers. I did buy 2 of them. Oops. And I'll turn it around and show you. See? No space, no single piece of wire like that. So we're good. Now, you'll see. One really long wire and one really short wire. I cut my wires long intentionally because I can't work with a short wire. My hands are old and shaky and it just doesn't work for me. I have to use pliers and I don't like it. So what we're going to do is see, I want this one in the center. And I will use one, do I want to do another? I think we're just going to put a leaf. Let me just check and see how much space. We're going to do a leaf. I was going to try a leaf and a flower, but that's not going to happen right there. We're just going to do a leaf. And then I'm going to show you we're going to do something else totally different than the order that I usually do stuff. I'm just going to be all over the place today and have some fun. It's been a while. And I do not have the right glasses on. Okay, so what we're going to do, again, slide them down. Just a little bit, not too much. Unless you want a long, not on this project, a longer stem of your branch for the leaf to fill something in right here. We don't want them long. I want this to be full and flawless. And it will be. Fingers crossed. Okay, I'm not going to attach that to the hoop just yet. Instead, I'm going to go on this side and I'm going to repeat the same thing I did over there. And then I will be able to adjust it so that my tree stays right in the middle of the hoop. Excuse me. I'll be right back. Yeah. Sorry about that. I can't edit it, so I just paused it, but I also have to take the call. So now what we're going to do is go on the other side, like I said, and we're going to start off with the leaf. 4 bicones that are 4 millimeters. I do this with all of them. I always use 4 4mm bicones, and I make leaves on everything. I like it. Except on a bracelet hoop. I don't put one on a bracelet hoop. Don't need it. Okay, so you cross it over and make your leaf. And now we're going to have a long wire, short wire. Start with the long wire and put in a few twists. Just a few, enough to get it away from your leaf. And now we still have a long wire. I'm going to put that on the bottom, and we're going to put our flower on the long wire, and then they should come out about even. I'm not, excuse me guys, I'm not worried about matching colors so much, I don't think, this time. Just for the bottom. Or I could actually. We'll see. I never know. Now, I'm going to put my crystal on. 6mm. I will write everything down to help you with questions. Also, I appreciate all the comments, guys. If you've been here for a while, yeah, I've had a few issues. You know, in June, I had major surgery, which came as a surprise. And, well, this is what happens when we get old. I have a lot of appointments that I don't like, but that's okay. Now we're going to put a little leaf. See, now our wire is about the same length. Let's put 3. There you go. Again, I want them to be close, real close to the flower. If this was a bigger hoop, maybe a 5-inch hoop, I wouldn't worry so much. But because this is small, I want to get as much on this tree as I can, so I'm not going to waste space. Now we have a long and a short wire. We're going to twist with the long wire. We still have a long wire. We're going to put the flower on that long wire. I want you to see how tiny that hole is. I can get the 22 gauge wire on, but that's it. There's no way to bring it back through that, which is fine. I was thinking about doing one on brown wire, but I think these colors are too light and milky, and like, just, I think it would look better on silver. Okay, now don't forget, get under there. The way I'm going to do it is put my finger under it, all stuck, under it to hold it, and with this thumb, I'll hold it so that it doesn't slide up. Well, let me find the hole first. There we go. Now, if I start pulling that and it's not all the way down, it's going to have a big space. It is a little pain in the butt. I don't want the space. But if you do have a space and it's not too much, twist your flower. I don't have a space. By that I mean, just take this and turn it, and it'll tighten it up. It's also going to waste your wire, which I have cut mine, I hope, long enough. Okay, now I'm going to put a leaf, and then I have to put some twists in, little bends, because I made this part a little bit longer than I would like to have, but I'll tighten that right up. I do that anyway. Makes it pretty. I hope I don't come up short because I made these a little longer. We'll see. And if I did, then we get to fix it. Not ideal, especially with florals, but we can do it. And we're looking at that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach it to my hoop, and I'm going to show you how I do it and why. I don't like to wrap it around my hoop, you know, like just wrap it and then snip the ends. I used to do it that way, not anymore. The reason being is I tend to love to really twist, and I want it to be tight. So once I do it my way, it can't get loose. I just want to make sure. If you don't put the bend in your tree in the beginning, it's easier to keep your tree in the middle. Let's see if I can do it. If not, it's still going to be beautiful. I like to wrap it around and bring it up. So now you have 4 Ys. Well, that one's twisted. I don't wrap around just once if I don't have to. And as you can see, I have one long wire, and I don't like the short one because it gives me grief. And if I think that will happen again, I will leave out one leaf. And this is why it is always important to pay attention to the length of your wire so that you can twist with the longest and put a flower or a leaf on the longest. Okay, now I'll just grab that little stinker and bring it up. I hope that doesn't happen for every single one. Okay, so now that I've done that, I like to get in nice and close and clip my wire. I only have to clip one. Get the tweezers. I use 2. I use the flat Dollar Trees. I've had these for years to push them down. Sometimes I don't have to use the pointy ones. Today I don't think I will. I may not, actually. Just get in there. I try not to leave anything that sticks out. There. Nothing sticks out. I like that. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. To try and make them even. Just adjust the tree just a bit. It's good enough. And we're going to wrap it over. If your wire is really short, you don't have to go over it again. I really like to go over it again. Bring it up, cross it over, and of course we have one that's short. So what I'll do with that one, that I'm going to have to wrap across instead of going over, because otherwise it's going to stick up and I won't have that. What are my trees? Guys, I'm not perfect, but I'll tell you, I am very particular about my work. You know, anytime you make something, anything handmade, it's not perfect. And for me, it just has to be pretty. Okay, I'm going to cut it there because it's really short. And we will lace this tree. I still feel it, so I'm going to get back in there and try without twisting too much and break my wire. And if you do break a wire, you can fix it. I made a video, a whole tutorial. I broke a tree to fix it. Sorry about my voice, guys. I've had a sore throat for a couple of days. About a week. Okay, so now we're looking like that. Not too bad. I'm going to go to the next one. And I'm going to put in a few twists like that, just to get away from that. On the longest wire, we're going to, oh, they're about the same. Yeah, I haven't done anything yet. We're going to put a leaf. The idea I would like to do is alternate leaf to flower. Unless I'm coming up short with wire, I will not put a leaf because I don't like it. I don't want to be short. And this is going to be really full. So I don't know if I would call this beginner friendly. It's not that difficult, but it is really important that you hold that flower down, and it's not easy. And also you have to twist these leaves really close to save wire, to save space. See how it fits? I want to alternate, so now I'll put a flower. And as we get higher up, there'll be more flowers added. They'll increase. There we go. Perfect. Now let's see what color we're going to put on the longest wire. I think we'll use this pink one. I think there are only 3 colors. I think the thing said 6, but you know what? It's because they have different shades, I think. Maybe that's why. Oh, that's a bicone. We don't want that one. You can put a seed bead in there. You can put anything you want, actually. I did the other floral with bicones. 4mm bicones. Check out that one. It's in the playlist Flowers of Floral. Okay, now that I have it through my crystal, I'm just going to hang on to it and pull it all the way down, nice and tight, so that I don't have a space. And I don't. So now I'm just going to carry on. I don't want this to be so long that you don't want to watch it. So I'm going to do a few, and then I'll come back and do some more. Try and keep it a little bit short. And basically, I just want to show you how I'm doing it. Well, we don't want that one. Take this one. I'm going to end up having 2 of the same color side by side. I'm not going to be too particular about it. Not to start. Now, you have to get in there, hold it down, but you have to slide the bead up a little, the crystal, just a little bit so that you can pass it. This hole is really tiny. There we go. See, that's what I don't like. See that little, I know, I'm being picky. That little tiny piece of wire that shows, if I could get, which you can, it's just hard. If you can get it when you put the wire through your crystal, pinch it and pull it through, because then you won't see that little bit, but that's okay. It's not that big a deal. So, that's the way we're going to go with this. And I will put it on pause. And I'll do another section, and then I'll come back when we get to the top. Tell me what you think about doing it like that, guys, instead of watching me do every single step, because sometimes it's long, and I'd rather not have 10 parts unless that's the way you like it. So we'll be back. I'm going to put in a few more branches, and then we'll do some more together. Okay, so I went ahead and I did even it out. The tree is not exactly in the middle, and this side had longer wire than this side, and it's because of the bend. So it still works. I still love it. So what I'm gonna do, because let me see, what'll be time? We're at 34 minutes. I'm gonna do a little bit more, and we'll call this part 1, and then I'll come back and we'll finish out the top of the tree, and we'll do embellishments. Okay, so I'm going to add a leaf. Just slide 3 bicones down, and then bring your wire to the twist. Now, this is a crowded little tree, so I'm trying to... This would definitely work better in a bigger hoop. So I've been thinking of 2 things. I could do it in a bigger hoop, but again, it's 24 gauge wire. You have to use it. It's a lot of wire. There's not a whole bunch on a 24 spool as opposed to the 22 gauge. So sorry for my voice, guys. So what I was thinking is I might maybe make another one in a 4-inch hoop, but we'll start outside of the hoop. It'll make it easier to make the flowers, number one, and I think it'll be fun. I'm not going to put a leaf there because we have a little bit of a traffic jam. Oh, I already did that leaf. Never mind. I forgot. That's where I ended off on this section, and I went over and I did that one because I wanted to even it off. So, yep, the girl's losing it. That's okay. I'm old. The other day I was going crazy looking for my keys that were in my hand. Have you ever done that? For real, guys. I've done that. And I've looked for the phone that I was talking on. Literally. It's like, I gotta find my phone. Don't know if it's an age thing. Okay, so now we're going to start with the longest wire. They're actually about even. Put in a few twists. Now, also what I've been doing, because the nature of this project is they are close together, and I like that, but I also want to keep it in the middle best I can. So now I've been putting in bends as I go. Just get in the end. You have to be real careful with this one. 24 gauge, the little bends can break easy. So if you're going to break a wire, you're going to do it with the 24 gauge wire most likely. And if you're going to run short, probably 22. That's where I've made the most mistakes. But you can fix it. So for everyone that's new, I don't know how you found my channel, but I'm glad you're here. And I say it all the time because, I mean, do I want to put a leaf there? No, I don't, because I have... I'll put a flower there. Yeah, the playlists I make, like everything I use, I try to put on them. But a lot of the playlists are going to help you if you find yourself short. Just things that I've done, techniques, just on one of them is just twisting out a tree. And I've done several. I think that's a playlist, actually. Different techniques on twisting out your tree. And that's the only thing on that tutorial. So I think that you'd learn a lot if you have not done a tree yet, or if you're thinking about making it your craft. And I would encourage you to watch as many tutorials as you can from myself and other people. If you really want this to be your craft and you're passionate about it, I think you'll do well. As long as you're able. Like sometimes I have to put it down. I am not able. You know, my hands are old and sometimes I just can't work. But if you're thinking about it, or you are a crafty person, you don't have to make a big investment, I promise. Nail clippers, tweezers, go to Michael's, your local, you know, or check even on Amazon and just get the very simplest, even seed beads. I have them in a playlist from Amazon and I swear by them. And don't make a big investment. You don't have to. But try it out. Email me your work. I would love to see it. I did one of you, who one of my most loyal, I do have several, sent me a few photos of her work. And it's incredible. So I did a little movie and I shared it with her permission, of course. So if you've never made one, take a look at that short video that I made of her work, because that was her first. And I'll tell you, honestly, I'm impressed. I'm just so proud of how far she's come from not having it to be her craft to actually mastering her craft. Yeah, it's quite amazing. And some of you tell me, oh, I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Well, the holidays are coming, guys. And if you're thinking about it, it makes a perfect little gift. It really does. Even a bracelet. I have bracelet tutorials, and you can do it. They make great gifts. Make this long. That's alright, I'll put a big leaf. So, yeah, like I said, with the bracelet hoops, they're very easy to make. And after you make your first one, if you love it, use it as a template. I still use my stuff as a template. Especially if I find something that I really love. But lately I've been going outside of my comfort zone. I've been making all kinds of stuff. Like that moon, the gold moon. That one there is a doozy, I'll tell you. I kind of think I overcrowded the bottom. I think I would have liked it more had I left it more open. I did post a shot of that. And I have it hanging right here next to me. And I really like it. So that one there I think is going to stay right there. Okay, now we're going to put a flower. What color flower are we going to put? Oh, it jumped right out and said me. We're going to put a blue one. Push that down. I call it blue. It's really not blue. It's blue and pink. I like this. I really like these. I like this one here. Even this one, it looks more blue, but it also has like a whitish color in there. These are really pretty. So, slide it down and hold it. I'm trying to get that wire right through that hole. Oh, that one was easy. Some of them are really hard. And one didn't have a hole. It's like, oh, garbage. I'm never buying these again. Only for one. I would definitely work with these again. I like it. It's fun. I'll put in a few twists. So we have plenty of wire so far. Now we're gonna put we'll put something pink. So they're different colors. They're not all the same. Like different pinks even. Well, they're, I don't know. I really like these. I like the iridescent. Oh, that's the other half of the one I think that was broken. Yep, we gotta go. Not a big deal. The same with the seed beads that I use. Sometimes you find them, they don't have a hole, or there's 3 or 4 together. If you're making jewelry, that's not the bead for you. But if you're doing what I do, it's fine. I haven't done anything with seed beads in a while. So anyway, that's where I started. Here, using seed beads. I never really used them. When I first started, all of my projects, and well, my style has definitely changed, guys. Older things that are on my Etsy, I did a lot with natural stones, semi-precious stones, but only because I have it right here. I'll show you. I was thinking about making this a set and putting this on Etsy because everybody loved it. It has the prism on the bottom. I think this was the first, yeah, I had to add another whole section. And then the floral tree, everybody liked this. And then I did it on a bracelet, and everybody liked that. So I was thinking about throwing them on Etsy for someone that likes the seed beads. I don't know. I took it off my wall. I've actually taken a lot off my wall. Right, I have to twist over here. And then I'll pass it back through. Just don't want to twist them around too much because I don't want it to break. we go. Okay, I'm going to add a leaf. I'm getting messy with my wire. I'm trying to keep my wire from, sometimes I cut it and just, it's everywhere. It's horrible. I shouldn't do that, guys. I really do think I want to make for my next project, but I want it really easy outside of the hoop to start. Either outside of the hoop or just start from the bottom up. I do have tutorials actually on both, but it's something fun. I do have more heart-shaped hoops, and you know what? I went to Amazon to look for the measurements on it. It's a good thing I wrote it down. You know, to post on Etsy, I have to have the exact, you know, it's easier for me to do it that way than to have to go, you know, measure it. At least I know then, especially with the heart, because it has different, you know, from the round part to the round part is different from the center to the bottom, if any of that makes sense. So I went to it, went to my purchases, and it came up a star and a moon. They don't have them anymore. And then I tried, let me tell you, it was quite disgusting. I ordered silver moons because I love the gold one, but I wanted to do it in silver as well. And the package that I got, the envelope from Amazon, was perfect. When I opened it, it looked like the clear bag had been chewed up by a rat, and the joints were black and the shapes were like somebody ran over it with a truck. So I'm gonna see if I have that on my phone, because I sent it to my son. They went back, and I think I want to put a leaf right there. Do I? No. And if I did, I'd use the long wire. Bring it up, down, bring it up. Don't like that little wire. Over, over. We'll bring this one down, the long one. The little one, that can stay there. We'll bring it up and cross it over. Okay, I got carried away with time. So I'm going to leave it at that. For now, I'll call this part 1. I'll be back with part 2.